So you're back from Thailand.
Yes, the Thailand trip, dude. Holy crap.
That looked awesome.
It was. And last time we talked, I didn't even have it in the works yet. It all came together like in April is when I put that energy out.
Yeah.
So you and I sat down in January. I mean, we've seen him on the social media for years.
Yeah. That was one of those things. Like, we've all seen those Thai river boats, but actually committing to wanting one is pretty crazy. I'm surprised you did it over there too, instead of trying to like piece together your own junk in the US like you would think.
Yeah, well, I think that, I wanted the novelty of it. And I really didn't really know how achievable it was until I found the right people. It was like all about the team we put together. Mm-hmm. And this guy, Will, that I met, he's just been like over the top helpful, and he's an incredible guy. So
yeah,
he's one of us. He's an entrepreneur, Thailand, American Thai guy that just like, he loves motorsports, boats, and then being an entrepreneur on top of it.
And he was the guy in the video that owned that marina, or
yeah, super sick.
Can he even own the marina, or is that not allowed? Because isn't it like...
There's a lot of weird laws, and I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, because I heard that before where like only Thai people can own property in Thailand, which is crazy.
He's Thai. He was born there.
That makes sense.
He's got a Thai, he's a Thai citizen.
So he can own it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. His mother's, 100% Thai.
It's very weird that they have that rule where like... some American can't just go buy a hotel.
Dude, you know what the weirdest thing that really threw me off too is like when you're here in Florida, and I'm sure it's like this in a lot of the U.S., is that there's aviation everywhere. I'm like, bro, you are so far out here in the middle of nowhere. Like, you guys need a helicopter or a bush plane. Mm-hmm. He's like, you can't have that here. There's no planes in the sky. There's no helicopters anywhere. You don't see anything.
I have a helicopter fly over my house like 4 times a day.
I know.
I live in like basically a trade route for helicopters, I think. I think over my house is actually part of their flight plan for every helicopter in the
I even met an American guy there that lived on the lake on a houseboat who was a huge helicopter guy, flew helicopters his whole career in the military. And he actually was close friends and flew with one of our instructors when we went to the MD training in Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, dude, I'm dying to have a helicopter here. But the government will just take it from you.
Really?
Yeah.
So even like, I guess you would know if you went through all the work to get one there, and to have one, you would know that they're going to take it from you. So probably not even bother. But they have nice cars and stuff there. It's not like it's not like it's like cars. Poverty, like where people couldn't afford them. Yeah. There's plenty of people that can.
The cars there are so cool, dude. Because anytime Caroline and I go somewhere weird, like Alaska or Thailand or wherever, I always rent a car.
Downtown Bradenton.
Very wild.
That's a weird place, dude.
We rent a car, and there's semis or trucks. Every single car has at least wheels on it, And then like you'll see like a truck driving on the road with a titanium rear bumper cover, and you're like, that's sick. Yeah, these guys, I love it.
Sense.
Yeah, everything's rolling coal. Everybody's like hauling the mail down the road.
I think anytime a place like that is island-ish, not really like island-ish, but like where importing stuff isn't as common, where there's less of a throwaway society, I think they probably just continue to make their one vehicle better and better. Yeah. Instead of like us, where we're kind of just like, there's so many cars around, you just kind of get the new thing. Yeah, they kind of just keep progressing on their few cars that they have. It's like in Cuba where there's like...
Yeah, they've had the same car since the 50s.
Yeah, they just have to keep making them work. You can't just get a new one.
Right.
And it seems like Thailand's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Some of their electrical system seems like the same shoddiness.
So you want me to tell a story about like how it all came together? So I'm a big boat guy, and I put out a post on Instagram. If y'all haven't seen the Thailand video, you should check it out. It's super sick. I spent a lot of time on it.
Steven Turbo's
I'm so hyped.
Please help him. He needs to recoup some money.
I need the subscribers.
Guys, please.
No, the money's a loss. Definitely lose money there.
Dude, not after the bump of this podcast. You'll be in the green before you know it.
Thank God I'm a dentist.
I'm pretty confident in the not.
My projection showed a break even, and that was before I went there.
By 2050, at this current rate of growth, maybe.
My accountant's like, this is just not working for me. This whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, you can just write it all off, though. It's all a business
It
expense.
is pretty much everything I do for YouTube. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the public eye. So
I put a post on Instagram and said, I'm looking for anyone in Thailand that speaks English. Just like a blank slate words, right? Mm-hmm. Some kid messaged me and goes, yo, I got a buddy. Let me put you guys in touch. Sure enough, I met Will. Will, Thai-American, born in Thailand. He went to OSU, and he owns and operates a marina. And I'm in Thailand. I'm like, this is my guy. Yeah. Like how this is meant to be, right?
Perfect case scenario.
I told him what I wanted to do, and he's like, heck yeah, man, let's do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So he set out and found like a boat builder, right? So he went out and found like basically like the Steve Morris of, the racing world kind of thing. But he didn't really know that that's who he found.
He didn't know that he found like Billy Badass boat builder.
He didn't. No, he didn't. And that guy's name is Bird, right?
Bird.
Okay. We'll call him Bird. And so him and Bird get in touch, and I'm like, all right, well, how much is this thing going to cost? And they're like, well, it's going to be like 460,000 baht. So I'm like quickly Googling like baht to US dollar conversion. Mm-hmm. It's like 12 grand. I'm like, all right, I can make this work. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, what do you need? He's like, half up front and then half when they deliver. And I'm like, boom, wire sent. I'm like sitting there on the couch with Caroline. I'm like, I'm about to wire this kid in Thailand I've never met before. We've never talked on the phone. We've only Instagram DM'd, 6 grand. And she's like, oh, are you sure? Like, have you Googled him? I'm like, I'm going to Google this guy. Yeah. Like, there's nothing's going to come up, right? And I was like, whatever.
At least it was like a wire transfer from your bank, not like go to Western Union, like a money order
Western
from Walmart, like one of those type of deals where you're not seeing that money.
Right. And yeah, send me a picture of the confirmation code.
Yep, exactly.
No, I wired it to him. Will's very type A, like he's like, he sends me a list of stuff I need to do. And very like bullet point, very like this is my everything you need. Yeah. I'm like my guy, like this is the guy I like working with.
Business owner,
yeah, for sure. So send him the money. A couple weeks go by, and then he starts sending me pictures. Like they start rolling out pretty quick. I'm like, all right, do we have a timeline? And
did you customize it at all? Like you just sent him the money and like build a boat?
That's the funny thing is like that's kind of what I was gonna ask for specifics.
Like a dealership, they're like, well, this is what we can do.
No, they basically, I was like, this is what I want. And he's like, all right, it's 12 grand. I didn't even know how long it was going to be. I didn't know the power. I just I just want the smokiest diesel longtail riverboat. Like I want to roll coal.
Yeah.
And so then wire the money. And then he starts sending me pictures. And that's when I started being like, yo, how big is this thing? He's like, no, he sends me the first picture of like a plank of wood on a thing. And he goes, hey, what color do you want the upholstery? And I'm like, we're getting upholstery in this thing, dude? What?
That sounds dealership-like.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, well, I thought the first question would be like, what kind of wood do you want it to be made out of?
Yeah. How heavy? Because I'd imagine the wood weight is probably a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because like when they start racing, you probably start thinking about that.
Yeah, my boat's, apparently it's the top dog. It's like the baddest of the bone. Mm-hmm. Like everyone in Thailand dreams of having the boat that I got, so.
You just stole it from them.
Yeah, but dude, they're loving it. Like all the Thai comments, like YouTube's got this great feature of like translate to English, and like just flooded with support. Like they're just loving the fact that a white American came to Thailand to like buy one of these boats.
Well, they actually really appreciate tourism. And they really want it.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's why there's so many Thai restaurants in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's actually a government's program to have people in the U.S. like Thai food.
Yeah.
So they started so many Thai.
The Thai food is great.
So they want people to go to Thailand. So they're probably excited for some tourism plugs, especially after COVID.
So yeah, we finally got a timeline. He's like, all right, it'll be ready in October. I'm like, cool. It's home October 15th. Knowing that I had a week off, I could take a week off around Thanksgiving. And because, you want to tell them like a month early because it's going to run late or whatever. And sure enough, it ended up getting finished like a week before I got there. And
usually in automotive, you end up showing up and having to work on it yourself.
Right.
Is how timelines often go.
Yeah, exactly. Especially something custom, you know?
Yeah.
So May sent the wire around like July. I booked flights. And then we just went, man. I got videos and pictures along the way. And, I showed up. Boat was there, ready to go. They had tested it already. And then we didn't launch the first day. Like the second day, like the boat builder, the hull builder, the engine builder, and all their teams came and like got me going.
How long is the boat?
It's about, they say it's 7.5 meters, which is like close to 30 feet long without the tail.
Yeah, without the tail.
The tail's like another 10 feet.
Wow. I didn't think it was that long from the videos. I was thinking like 25 feet.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Like when you see it for the first time in person, you're going to be like, holy crap.
Yeah, and it's wide too.
Yeah, it's probably like 5 feet wide.
If it's 2 people wide, I mean, that's pretty significant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long-ass boat.
You can fit 8 people in it.
Holy crap.
I mean, not comfortably.
Yeah.
8 Thai people.
8 Thai
They're
people.
a little bit smaller than us big fat Americans.
That's true. We are leading the world in heftiness. We're doing great there. Mm-hmm. So you decided on October 15th was the date to go pick it up.
Yeah.
And
Showed
that's
up a
also
month
tough
later.
too, because I was thinking that when you were going there, how many different angles you could take with the content to make.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing in itself, because there's probably different, like you could probably ask 10 different content creators how they would go about that.
Yeah.
And they would have all done it differently. It's kind of about getting the most out of it, even though.
Well, I was like, do I want to put a video out now before I go to like say, hey, this is what I'm going to do and build some anticipation, or just like wait and don't post anything until like the first video drops?
Yeah.
What would you have done?
I don't know. That's tough, because you almost need to keep like some hype rolling beforehand. But I feel like just showing it is the best way. But then nobody really understands the hard struggle you went through beforehand.
I know.
Until you tell them backwards.
Yeah.
Which is tough. I like that you didn't do a long video. That was smart.
Like a 40-minute video.
Yeah, because some people would have done a really long video, and
I don't have the attention span to make a 40-minute video.
Yeah, I know it's hard too, because I don't know if like people would really resonate through much of the video.
Yeah.
At that point, you almost need like all the action in a 10-minute thing.
Yeah.
It's tough. I was thinking about content when I saw it happen. I was like, how do you maximize that effort?
Yeah, there's some other things I wanted to do with it when we were there, but just didn't really play out. It's stuff we could do when we get home with it.
Was there crocodiles in that water?
Dude, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no gators. Mm-hmm. I'm like, before we went out there, I was like, yo, is there anything in the water I got to watch out for?
Yeah.
He's like, nah, man, there's no gators. There's no snakes. There's nothing that can hurt you. And I was like, except for this boat.
Yeah. That you have to move the whole engine on.
Bro, crazy.
It looks heavy.
It's heavy, and it's very powerful, and you're exhausted after driving it.
And it's an iron block.
Yeah, it's iron.
Okay, that's great. So you could probably put like an aluminum block.
It's pretty well
engine
balanced
in there though, and it'd be
with the tail and everything. Like,
but just weight that you have to move yourself.
Yeah,
when you're trying to turn it.
It needs some help. Like they haven't. Those guys grew up driving them, so they can wheel them pretty good. But for me, I felt like an idiot. You know, even letting my buddy drive it, the wheel drive it, he felt like an idiot too. Yeah. It needs like those steering stabilizers on Jeep. It's basically just a gas shock.
Yeah.
Somehow rig one into the steering, because there's so much like back and forth, and like when you're up on the throttle and you let go, that torque steer you basically get, like in a front wheel drive car,
trying to like throw you back.
Yeah, and especially with that metal bar coming past your body, like that thing could throw you off the boat.
And you're trying to twist the bar, right?
No, it's a little lever.
I didn't know if it was like throttle like twist.
Dude, everything's like custom on it. It's pretty cool. Like every little detail they put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, some gas shocks would be nice. They're putting them on electric scooters now, those gas
shocks?
The stabilizers.
No way.
The steerings, because they get so sketchy at high speed.
They do.
Like the Jeeps have it, like a motorcycle, like dirt bikes have it too. So something just simple like that they probably never even thought to put on there.
Yeah.
You blow through the side of the hull though. I don't know how thick or strong that hull is.
It's teak.
It's probably pretty stout.
It's a wooden boat.
Yeah. Nice, crisp wooden boat.
Yeah. So now we're in the process of getting it home.
Yeah, that'll be the fun part, right?
Engine's off of it, and no, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining. By fun, I meant not fun at all.
The whole process is brutal. Like me talking to this broker, shout out to my cousin Madeline. She's helping me out on this. She works for a logistics company, and she's, they send an email to their team in Bangkok, but by then it's Saturday there. So now we're not going to hear anything till Monday morning. Then they're going to email me. It's just like it's been going on for weeks.
Yeah, there's language barriers. And
then like we need his tax ID. He's like, I don't have a tax ID. It's coming from, it's just all this stuff.
Can you just consider it like wall art? Like, I'm just hanging it on my wall.
Right. I mean, I thought like furniture.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just decoration.
It has to have a specific code to come through, like import code. And I think the way it's going to be classified, because it's basically a large wooden canoe is how it's classified.
Yeah, I just didn't know if they could classify it as something a little less. Like, because it has to come in through California, I'd imagine.
It's going to go to Tampa.
Oh, so they're going to
go through Panama.
Yeah, I was going to say either Panama or they go all south. But
yeah,
because that's what we were talking, me and Spencer were like, man, like the shipping route's not exactly
ideal.
Straight to
I'd rather stay on a boat all the way to Tampa instead of getting offloaded in California, getting on a train all the way to here,
Especially getting offloaded in like LA would not be ideal for a boat like that.
No,
for anything really.
Then if it's in Tampa, we can go up and get it,
Yeah, Tampa's got a good port for that.
They do.
I spent a lot of time around that port.
Did you?
I mean, it was always right there. Like, it was Tampa port where like you would go like street racing right by the port, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's a fun spot. It's right next to the IKEA.
That's I like it there. We'll get it home and then we'll get the engine figured out.
Yeah, because you left the engine there. Like,
engine's got to stay.
Engine's going to stay. Do you take parts from the engine? Like, do you get like the dress-up kit? Do you get anything from it?
They did a lot of fun green anodizing and stuff on parts, and a lot of it's custom. So, everything that's legal is coming over. So like
fuel rails probably
fuel
not.
Rail.
Yes, no, maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be like a lot of the fittings and like pulleys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Stuff that I can't get here and then modify another engine with. So
yeah, so you're gonna try to get the same 4UZ or whatever 4JJ.
Yeah,
and is it an Isuzu motor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like the Duramax uses Isuzu motors. Yeah, they're pretty much
the 4JJ can be found in like box trucks and stuff here in the States. Mm-hmm. There's actually some for sale in Tampa, but they're expensive. Like just a long block is like $7,000. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
it has to stay diesel.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's got it. That's kind of the key to it.
Yeah,
even though it could be pretty sick with like an LS3 aluminum block.
It would be so heavy, having a big V8 on the back.
I think you'd be surprised.
Really?
I don't know, an aluminum NALS versus like a turbo diesel.
I have an idea.
Iron block. I'd be curious the weight on that engine.
It'd be cool is to take, and nobody steal this idea, but once I get my boat back, I want to model. And I want to take 2 John boats and like make a John boat, tie a river boat out of it.
Yeah.
Like aluminum, and then put like a V8 on it. Like
that would be sick.
Yeah.
Dude, I know like
the American longtail river
I'm
boat.
sure when you show up with it, like people are like JH or Garrett are going to want to try to do something similar.
Garrett's already been like, dude, let me get one of those. Like, let's put another one in the container.
I was actually going to say, like, if Garrett was in your same situation, his timeline would have been 5 days.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Like, hey, I need this in 5 days. I'm going to be there.
Right.
Because his timelines are always insane.
Dude, they are. He puts a lot of pressure on people.
Oh, yeah, always. I love watching it. Like, you could see the pressure. And I've seen
people show up with it and they're just completely sleep deprived and look like crap and haven't eaten nothing but gas station
still
food for 3 days.
It. Yeah. You send Zach over early.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are cool boats, though. I mean, it's like such a weird thing, and I feel like Thailand has all kinds of weird motorsports. Like everything over there is a different style of motorsports. Like they have like the big diesel like racing that they do over there, which is we kind of do it, but not like they do.
I wish I would have dove into it more. I just didn't have time. I was there for like a week, but Kyle of 1320, he was there like the week after me and dove into it pretty good.
And he went everywhere, it seemed like. He went all over.
He was living it up.
Yeah, he definitely was.
He got in touch with Chad and they had a good time.
Yeah, CB Media, because I know people are going to comment him down below. We have the same initials, me and him, dude. People think that my logo was his. I'm like,
the amount of CB Media comments I've gotten.
I like his videos. I've watched a bunch of them. He does a really good job at covering a different country.
He does, yeah.
For us to see. Because, like, I'm sure there's people that cover like Japanese car culture well, but they do it in Japanese. So
I
like
actually
you
tried
can't
to buy the
consume
Titanic from him.
That was Isn't that thing rotary?
Well, you can watch his video on it, but his project failed.
Yeah.
And then he got really discouraged from it and just didn't want to have anything to do with the boats.
That is how most projects actually go. A lot of projects end up failing and getting discouraged.
I don't think he's really a boat guy. He was just kind of diving into it. And then, you know, he does awesome with the car stuff. And so then he tried to do something they had never done, you know, big rotary on the tie boat.
Well, he has a great business plan as well, filming other people's things.
Exactly.
That is a way smarter business route than actually building your own things.
Yeah.
Because it is a very pricey endeavor. Like you were saying, you have no chance of making your money back.
Yeah, I mean, look at your overhead.
I know, it's this room, and I get to just talk about what other people do that are cool. I don't actually have to do anything cool.
Yeah, dude, you're chilling.
I just get to hear from.
Yeah. If this room doesn't change for the next 3 years, you know he's doing all right.
You guys know I haven't spent any more money. That is the goal, to spend no money doing this and actually spend money building the cars, because, you know, you had Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Our cars were pretty similar in like how they sat, parts in them and stuff. Your car was probably honestly more expensive than my Camaro, the way that it sat.
Oh yeah.
And you know how it is to try to recoup the money from that in YouTube videos is crazy. No. And one engine failure, one new turbo, one new thing, like you get so screwed by that kind of little stuff.
Yeah, you do.
And then once you don't have it, you can't make the content anymore. So then you're screwed even more.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah, but every dollar I spent on that car, I spent like $130,000 on that car, you know?
Yeah.
So, but every single dollar I spent was well worth the memories it made, the people I met, the videos, the content, the everything. Mm-hmm. Like, I will remember that for the rest of my life. Worth every penny.
I always just think about the time George was making fun of you for your bearings all going out in Rocky Mountain Racing. That video, I feel like that clip is burned into my brain of like, because I was like, man, if I was Parker, I would want to kick him in the face right there, because I see you crawl out from under your car and they're all just making fun of it for being blown up.
Yeah.
I was like, poor guy.
They're like looking at my oil, that talking about chocolate milk, and oh god.
And then see ya, because that's how it kind of works on Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Yeah,
and
they
Sick
gotta
Week,
go.
like, you can't wait around for someone. You're not like, you got to get to the next spot.
Right.
So it's a sad reality of Dragon Drives.
It was.
But that car was a good car. When you got it, it was really rough.
Yeah, but I didn't know any better.
Yeah, of course. And it was a good car for you to
learn.
It was actually, I tell people this all the time, you have to start with something that runs and drives, or you're never going to be encouraged to get it back.
For sure.
If you started with a roller, that thing may have never really been anything.
Any value to you.
But because you already started with a car that ran and drove.
You can't. And it being a roller.
Yeah, now you have more fun and you actually enjoyed it once.
For sure.
So you have motivation. If you never enjoy anything at any point, like even with your boat, like if you just had it sent over here as just a hull and you had to like put the motor on and stuff on it, it would probably sit as a project for a good bit longer. Right. But you already know what it's like to drive it.
Yeah.
So it's probably more motivating.
Yeah.
But that's still going to be a lot. I'm curious to see when that thing comes over how much it is to get the motor and everything situated on it. I want to see it too, because I can't understand the pivot point of the engine, like how it all pivots on, like what does it all pivot on?
On one.
So it's like
basically just like one post like this on the very bottom, and then imagine like a U-shaped bracket on top of it.
Okay, so like the motor's just bolted.
So
to the
this
bottom.
U-shaped bracket can rotate 360 degrees like this, right?
Yeah.
And then the motor sits like this, which can pivot on that U bracket like this. Does that make sense?
So the motor can go up and down, and then it can also go side to side on two different. It's almost like a.
No, it just pivots off of one point.
Yeah.
Like this, and it can rotate on that one point.
Yeah, it's kind of like a drive shaft where it has like a U-bolt almost, like a
There's no U-joint. There's no U-joint. It's literally engine, transmission, drive shaft, straight.
Yeah, I just meant like on the bottom, like how the engine moves.
Oh,
like
yeah, but the U-joint's this. The U bracket's this big. It goes up against the motor on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, because it has to go to like factory motor.
It's like 1/2-inch steel. I mean, or like 3/8. It's thick.
Are the welds nice on that thing?
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
I was wondering like what kind of weld. I guess you went to a good engine builder. It's not like I imagine like backwood style stuff, but they probably have really nice.
It's super backwoods
stuff as well.
Yeah, they do it every day.
Yeah, that's kind of their normal thing.
Definitely better welders than you and I.
For sure. It's not, but that's not saying that much though. I'm a pretty shit welder.
Yeah, me too.
I can grind and paint something. Like I can stick two things together.
Right.
Not aluminum.
Yeah.
But
our expectations versus reality, there's a very big separation when it comes to welding.
Yeah. That's why I also get discouraged building cars, because there's so many things that I have to outsource that suck.
Yeah, it does.
Outsourcing, like if you have to outsource any turbo build or any like cage work, your car is hung up for like 3 months.
Yes, it is.
Which is always sad.
It is.
It's easy to get discouraged. Me and Spencer talked about that a little bit, where like, because he wants to get into something and he's bought 2 or 3 project cars at this point that he's wanted to do something with. But again, it's like that same deal. Like if you buy a car that has nothing in it, it's a year or 2 years before it's going down the track.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Oh, yeah.
Which is painful.
It is.
Do you have any other boats here? Or is this going to be your only real boat?
This is going to be my only real boat for like screwing around with, filming with.
Does the HOA, like, will you be able to park that in your driveway?
I'm definitely going to. No doubt about it.
It's going to be hanging into the road.
Absolutely.
What kind of trailer is that thing going to have?
Custom.
Is it just going to be like some flat, like?
No, we'll figure it out when it gets here. That's like,
it has no V to it, right? It's full flat.
No, it's a stepped flat hull, so it's stepped. So the front, the bottom, or the front bottom of the hole is actually lower than the back.
Can you shorten that rod off the back for if you're in like?
No, because it's actually a perfect length, so that where the weight comes together from behind the boat, it's in an optimal place to catch the most amount of water.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so if it's too short, you can't rip it.
I was gonna say, because like these like small, like they're pretty small, like canalways here. That might be a little hard to maneuver that thing.
Yeah, Intercoastal will be a prime spot for that boat.
That's kind of scary too, though. That thing wide open with like a little bit of chop.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about wake from other boats.
Yeah, like a little bit of chop, though. I mean, that thing.
Sketch.
That thing's gonna be,
There's no V to it, so it's not gonna take waves very well.
Yeah. Might need some like training wheels, some kind of
need a V hole.
Yeah, so you could probably put something on there. It'd be cool to like. I guess somebody could make something fiberglass too that'd be really badass.
Yeah, it would be.
Like some kind of like slight V, and then you just like put your whole motor combo on it.
You could take a jet boat and make it a longtail.
Yeah, or like some kind of like old Boston whaler.
Yeah,
put like your same deal on there. Just build like a redneck tie boat. It's crazy that they use like
Ford tie boat.
Yeah, it's cool that they do like start to finish like that though, like custom, because how many custom bolt builders like that even exist in the U.S. where you can just like get a
none.
Like, of course, there's like, you know, what is it, like Buddy Wallace or something like that. You can get like a custom boat, but it's not like a nice not like a cheap hull like that.
Luckily, I have resources to help me like fix this thing or repair it if need be. Here.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited.
It'll be a good adventure. I'm excited to document it. I'm excited for it to get here and to make a video about the process. And like unboxing it and everything and seeing, I'm sure it's going to be broken or whatever, getting it fixed. So
something usually, because you're not there to put it in there. So you have to hope that they put it in well.
Yeah. The number one thing I want to do with it is there's these boys in Texas called the Texas Mud Boats. And they've got like meetups every couple months, and I want to go. They called me and they're like, dude, how did you get this thing?
What is a Texas mud boat?
They're like, it's a John boat that has a different type of drive system on it. Mm-hmm. Imagine it's like an Americanized longtail.
Okay.
But there's no long. It's not long. It's a short tail. It's like it's an outboard motor that has a very weird different drive system on it, so they can go through the mud basically. Uh-huh. And so they race them, and they're like really starting to like build some traction. Mm-hmm. With their videos and stuff. And like, I want to go to that meetup because they've got like show these videos with them all in the woods and they're like partying and racing. And I'm like, oh, this boat's gonna be perfect for
this is why I need somebody to pull things up so we can see.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Eventually.
Hey, Jamie.
I know. Eventually I'll have somebody pull things up. But dang, I want to see that now because that sounds.
Mini Cooper could.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be eventually here doing that. I'll just sit him in the chair or something.
Am I the first one on since you had the baby?
No, I had one on already. I know. You were close. But
What was that experience like?
I just ditched Bronte.
Bronte did her thing.
Yeah. I'm a little sleep deprived, but she's fine.
Yeah, we're sleeping in those hospital chairs.
It's horrible. It's just like this shitty little fold out, like, it's honestly worse than like an airplane seat.
Yeah. It's got to be tough. Long days.
Yeah, it's long. But they also come in like, 3, 4, 5 a.m. and they're like, all right, we're here to check on you. I'm like, checking on me? Why'd you wake me up then?
Yeah, it sucks.
They're just checking on the baby.
Yeah.
To wake me up.
You got him home now. 10 fingers, 10 toes.
Yeah, he's got all that.
That's good.
He's got a full head of hair, kind of mullet, little in the back.
Nice.
So he's doing pretty well for himself. Bunch of back hair, ear hair. Like, they got like hair on their ears.
Really?
It's so weird.
Huh.
Babies are weird, man.
Yeah, they are.
They just
little
piss all over the place, too. Like, you go to change his diaper, and, like, he pissed 3 feet up a wall.
What?
Yeah, like, you...
I want to do that.
It's impressive. I'm like, how are you peeing right now? I'm changing your diaper, and you're peeing up a wall.
Sometimes.
It's impressive. He's good at it, It's boys, I guess,
Right.
He's the first boy in my generation of the family, I guess.
Bogetti name lives on.
First grandchild for my parents, so you know how the first grandchild is.
Oh, dude.
All of a sudden, it's like, wait, you guys didn't like us that much.
Yeah.
Why do you like him so much?
Right. Well, at least the Bogetti name lives on, right?
Exactly.
Heck yeah.
Exactly. It's not a common one either. Like,
I know.
There's not that many Bogettis in this world.
No, there's not.
I've looked them up. There's not that many. Yeah, because you guys have now one grandchild in your family, almost 2 on your parents. So you got to see your parents be grandparents, which you realize.
Now the pressure's on for Caroline and I.
Garrett seems to keep popping them out, dude. You could just borrow one.
I know. I'm chilling, dude.
They got a freaking factory going.
I'm in no rush. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, you're just going to Thailand.
Yeah, exactly.
So what type of top speed do you think that Thai river boat will get? I never even
They say it'll do 90.
Yeah, 90. Does it have like a tack or gauges of any kind?
No,
so,
no gauges.
If it's overheating, you're just like, I don't even know.
It's smoking. Okay. That's your gauge. I would like to put it, we're going to have, there's a company that makes ECUs and stuff, and so we're going to get it. I'm going to get this thing freaking dialed.
Yeah.
I want to get a screen,
It'd be nice to know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I like to know like my water temp or like fuel pressure, maybe.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Wyatt got me in touch with the people he uses, and they're like super stoked about helping me out and getting a good harness built, because right now the ECU sits in a box and just rolls around. And
diesel ECUs are expensive.
Yeah.
Like they use like Bosch stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Dude, wait till you price out some Bosch ECUs. They're proud of those things.
Are they?
Yeah.
Brutal.
It's crazy how proud of those things they are.
Keep putting it on the bill, dude.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense.
Slap it on there.